Hello and welcome. It's Rowan Ravenwolf, and I have ClassyKassy here for our Sunday chat. So this week, we got the question was, how do you come up with questions or rephrase questions? And part of this honestly really comes to if you want to be a reader or if you're going to go to readers a lot, we do get interesting questions that we typically do need to rephrase. So for example, if I come to you and I'm like, how do I know my husband really loves me?
Um, Actually, that's a better question than most of the ones that I get because it begins with a how. Um, Usually it's, what does my husband think? What does he feel? Uh, and of course, is he cheating? Is he
Yeah, that's the
talking with
big one.
somebody else?
That is he or her or they or them cheating is like that. I think that's like maybe that's like a good one we should like talk about because that's like one of the biggest questions we get.
And that's a valid question if you're in a relationship with someone. When questions aren't valid is perhaps when the relationship is over and it's been over for a while. And it seems that the person who's getting the reading just can't let go. And they want to know, they tell me all about the person's new girlfriend, and the new girlfriend is pregnant, but I don't think he loves her. Does he love me? And frankly, the person needs to be redirected because that's not their reading. The relationship is over. The connection has been severed. So therefore, asking what he's thinking or feeling or doing is frankly psychic spying.
One
Now,
thing maybe we need to like stress is that a lot of times it is your reading. I mean, it is really hard to try to do a reading for you when you're asking something else like, will my boss give me a raise? Like, that's not what you would want to ask. You would want to ask, am I going to get a raise? So I think that's
yeah,
like,
that's a better way to phrase it. Good one.
yeah. So like that's the thing.
Well, you know
Sometimes
what? That's my
relationships go in
specialty
a different.
is people explain to me what their situation is and what they think their questions are. And I help them to either rephrase them or move from those questions, because you know what? Once you answer one question, it leads to the next logical question. So I help people to figure out the right questions to ask that are going to give them meaningful answers.
So with that said, I mean, it is really important. I think if you want the most out of your reading, if you're going to go get a reading, is you want to make sure you know your question. Um, so it is something that like sometimes it can be simply rephrased. I know I've had people, should I leave this relationship? But they've been like, or is he going to leave me? Or is she going to leave me? Change it. Should I stay in this relationship? I mean, you know,
From
um,
their point of view, what they're going to do, which they have control over,
yeah.
not what he's going to do, which they don't.
So I think that's the most important thing to think about if you're going to get a reading from somebody is to make sure that you're getting the reading for yourself and not for someone else. And so if something's impacting your life, you need to stop and think about it. Actually, like as I'm sitting here, like trying to think of like questions, like it's hard because I rephrase everything for people. Because I do get like sometimes I'm like, oh, or it'll be like a 5-part question. It's like, no, we got to make this just one question. Let's stick with one thing. The tarot doesn't
Yeah.
want to be going,
Something else that comes up and is also relationship oriented is when mothers come in and they're like, tell me about my children. Are they going to be okay? Is she going to get that job? Is he going to get married? Are they, those kind of questions. And again, that's not her, that's not the person who's there getting the reading. That's not their reading. She wants me to do psychic spying on her kids. However, this can be with just a little adjustment. She has lifelong relationships with her children. So she has to ask it from a relationship aspect. In other words, okay, let's talk about your son. You're worried about your son and this and that. Okay, show us what you really have to be worried about for your son. And sometimes it'll show there's nothing to worry about. Sometimes it'll show that there is something to worry about. And then we can ask, is there anything that you could do about it? Is it appropriate for you to intervene? We can ask questions like that because they do have a relationship. And she has to ask about what she has control over. Not, and love motivates wanting to know those things, and that's perfectly understandable, but it still needs to be done in a moral way because it's not moral to spy on other people.
It's not just spying. We don't want to control other people.
There you go.
And so that's what, it might be psychic spying to some. Um, like as we're
I
talking
guess
about
I
it,
find
it's
that a convenient
trying
way
to
to label
control.
it.
Yeah. So I'm granted, if I had somebody sitting across from me and they're doing it, I'm not going to say don't control your child. Even though I might be thinking because we can't control other people. We can only control and change ourselves. And so I think that that's the most important thing we need to kind of remember. It's just like I tell everybody, be your own spiritual guru because, oh, I'm going to go off topic here. There's way too many people in the religion and spiritual communities that try to control people. And so we don't want to control people with our tarot questions. So I think like the most important thing you can get out of today is that when you go to a reading, go for yourself and go for what you need for you.
And someone who can't get over an ended relationship and they're still thinking about them very strongly, I would say to that person that, I need to get their mind off of that other person who the relationship is over with and get them thinking about themselves, with questions like, why am I still thinking about him? What's the problem? Why can't I move on?
Mhm.
What's keeping me stuck? Things like that.
Yes, 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 yes. And that's important. And that's how we grow is by making our own personal spiritual journeys. We can change ourselves and not we can't change how other people think. And it is hard. So it's something to think about. But that's like especially if you're like a new reader. I know I teach in my classes how to rephrase questions. Because we get like a lot of weird ones. We get some that you're like, whoa, okay. A lot
An
of times,
eye roller.
yes. And a lot of times, so, and think about one question. It's funny because before I was reading, I was probably that weird person that had like 5 questions I tried to bulk into one. Um, and now I'm like, oh, I can flip this out pretty good. Or sometimes I'm like, oh, wait, I put 2 things in there. I just really want one of them. Which one do I want? What is most important? Like if you've got like a 3-part question, what is most important? Take the one question that is most important. And a
I
good reader
tell
will be able to redirect it.
people that book with me, I tell them to prepare for the reading. Think of what your 3 most important questions are. And then we lead with that.
Yep.
But it gets them in the right frame of mind. It gets them focusing on questions because that's what it's all about, is answering questions, using the cards as a tool for deeper spiritual knowledge and understanding of ourselves.
So with that said, we have Triple Goddess Psychic Friday on the 26th, which is this coming Friday. So it's in, what is that, 6 days, 5.5 days.
The end of the week.
So we do still have spots available. It will be in the link with this video. So if you would like to come, we are doing 1-card readings. We will priority to anybody who does donate. And at the end of the hour, if we still have time for people who come for free, we'll try to do card pulls for you. We never know. I mean, like,
well, it's only our second one. So
yeah.
we're, finding our sea legs.
Yep. And I mean, last time we sold out pretty quickly. We're getting pretty close to being sold out now. So it is your time if you do want to join Triple Goddess Psychic Friday. We will both be there. We'll be answering questions. 1-card pulls. So, 1-card pulls can be between 1 minute and a 5-minute reading. So
those are in the main room and are public. If you want a private 5-minute mini reading, then people who do a donation of $10 get priority.
So we will have a breakout room, so that will be available. We're really excited. We're very excited for this. It's kind of a fun thing. We'll probably bump it up to twice a month pretty soon because we are filling up quite quickly. So, yes. So if you would like to join, as always, there will still be time if you want to join my traditional witchcraft full moon in Capricorn tonight. I will be having that. That will be at the same, you can go to the same Eventbrite link. It will bring you to all of my upcoming events. I do readings online, so you can actually book a reading online with me, and I will do a reading with you. And I think that's like everything for the next week, at least on my end. Do you have any announcements that you want to make for next week for your end? ClassyKassy?
Well, the biggest thing on my list is, Triple Goddess Psychic Friday. And I also have an Eventbrite, created an Eventbrite event. So there's Rowan's tickets and there's my tickets, and there should be enough tickets for everybody that wants to attend. The only thing I'm worried about is giving readings to everybody who wants a reading in the time allotted.
And we'll do the best we can. So, like we said, donations will take priority over the free ones, but it doesn't mean, last time we were able to do quite a few readings. So it's okay. Just come and we'll see if fate is on your side.
Yeah, and you know what? If you're a beginner, this is a really good way to watch how an experienced reader interprets the cards in a cold reading.
Yes, and I will have Lenormand Oracle cards and tarot available, and I will
Me
actually
too.
go off your question and how I really try to fill things intuitively when I pick the deck to use, unless of course we're doing a full tarot reading or a full Elder Futhark rune reading. I will not do the Elder Futhark readings because it's a little more complex. I do a full reading with those, so I will not be doing the Elder Futhark next week though. Which I love the runes. They're my favorite.
Well, thank you so much, Rowan, for having me on.
Yes, thank you. So as always, if you like this video, do the little heart or do the little thumbs up. We love to know that you like that. If you have a question for next week, you can put it down below in the comments and we might pick your question. I'll also have spots all over my social media that will actually say, hey, if you have a question for next Sunday, let us know. And we will address it can be witchcraft, divination, anything in the occult community. If we don't know it, we'll just say we got this question.
I'll tell you.
No, yeah. So And if I know somebody, I will actually try to guide you. I have quite a few wonderful teachers, so I do try to send people to, if I know somebody who does something that I don't do, I do try to send you to somebody that I respect in the occult community. So, and there are a lot of amazing people in our community.
Absolutely. And you need to find people that you trust and go with people that are recommended by people that you trust.
Exactly. And make sure you find somebody that resonates with you. I'll have people who have, have said, "Oh, I want to learn witchcraft from you," but they like maybe the Gardnerian Wiccan way, and I do traditional witchcraft, and they're like, "Well, I really resonate with you, but I don't like the way you practice." I'm not going to be offended because you need to make sure your personal practice is your personal practice. And there's a lot of ways to practice witchcraft, which is nice. And none of them are set in stone, which is even more nice. But yeah, you want to make sure that you resonate with your teacher and your mentor. And there's a lot of amazing people out there. And honestly, a good mentor and a good teacher will teach you, but they will also give you the guidance of, oh, hey, by the way, this person teaches classes, they've written books, this person, so if they can guide you somewhere else so that you can expand your knowledge, that's even really wonderful too, because quite frankly, I don't know everything. I mean, this is a constant learning process, constantly.
Well, I'm glad that I do know everything.
All right, so ClassyKassy knows everything. I'm constantly learning.
It's called confidence.
Well, you know what? Like there are new crystals being found all the time. So when I get new crystals, I love to work with them. Like for example, I'll just kind of pop this out there. Like, wow, look, see where I get derailed really easily. This is called blue ice glacier,
Ooh.
and this was a fluke. It was an absolute beautiful fluke. I did do a mini class on this that is on my Patreon. But this is a literally new crystal that has only been around for less than a year. It was discovered last September. So you can't know everything about all the crystals, since even in mining and stuff, new crystals are found. I mean, the orca agate that I have here that I love too is my baby.
Well, okay, let me amend what I said. I
Sorry,
know
I'm just
everything that I know.
yes. So so in the crystal world, which I love crystals, so I am constantly learning because we are discovering new things.
That's
Oh, I think we're kind of losing you. We got a
the
froze.
first second.
Oh, yep, you froze for a second. Your internet must not have been happy. It didn't want to know about my orca agate. So, but yes, see, I get derailed very easily. So, as a matter of fact, sometimes if I'm in a video and I'm outside, if I see like the rabbits or the squirrels, I will like, there's a video where the squirrel's throwing stuff at me on the tree and I'm like, Naughty, because my squirrel's name is Naughty. I named him. So yes, I do get derailed very easily. So sorry about that,
Did
everybody.
I ever tell you about the squirrel that when I was living in Elgin, I was looking out the front window of my house and it was garbage day. All the garbage cans were up the street. And then I kind of look up and I see this squirrel up on top of
Oh, I think you froze again. So the squirrel's on top.
a triangle of pizza that he's munching
John.
up on top of the power lines. It was just hysterical. I wish I got a picture of it.
Squirrels are they are fun. I call Naughty because he aggravates my neighbor's dog. So he'll jump on the fence and he'll like chitter
Chitter.
chatter and then run along the fence and get the dog running, then jumps back in my tree, gets in the tree, looks down at me and will throw like a branch or a leaf or something on me, and then jumps back on the fence, aggravates the dog. And like it's a whole cycle. And he's been doing this for like 4 years. And it's just so I'm like, I'm just gonna call you Naughty. And yeah, I'll be like, I know you're there, Naughty. And I feed him and I probably shouldn't. But I'm like, we have like this just cute relationship and he's just naughty. It's just his nature to be this way. So it's perfectly fine. And I just know so if you're ever watching a video and I'm outside and you see something fly from the tree that normally would not fly from the tree, sometimes it's a piece of nest.
Now I'll know.
It's just naughty making sure I'm paying attention to. It's kind of like having a toddler around.
You know, that makes me want to grab one of my animal decks and pull out squirrel and read the meaning.
Well,
We'll do that another time.
ironically enough, usually if you see a lot of squirrels, it is a sign that someone in the spirit realm is trying to communicate with you.
You know, I thought that was dragonflies.
That is also, I mean, there's quite a few, but no, like and I don't know, Naughty and I have like this symbiotic relationship because I have asked my spirit guides before. I've been like, what is Naughty trying to tell me? But I think that he's just got this, I'm your toddler, feed me bread. I mean, maybe that's when he's throwing things at me, is he's like, you didn't bring me something right now. So I usually do it at lunchtime when I have my salad. I usually take salad to the mama bunnies in my yard, and then I take, like if I have bread, or not, he'll eat anything. So sometimes I don't have bread. I'll just take him like parts of apples or something.
We are two witches, aren't we?
We
You
have,
know, devolving into those nature talks, turning every animal within 10 feet of us into a pet.
oh yes. Like I have three possums living in my yard too. I
Yeah.
don't feed them because some of the food they like skunks like, and I did unfortunately at one point was feeding some possums, and it did bring skunks in the yard, and all of my neighbors' dogs got sprayed.
Whoops.
Oops. So my husband's like, I told you to stop. And he's like, I'm not telling anybody that you were feeding the skunk. so so I kind of limited it to squirrel and bunny. So
Oh, guess what? The town that's like 30 miles away from me, they had a black bear sighting.
well, there are
There's
bears there.
bars here in
There
South
are
Carolina.
there are bears. I'm glad I don't have bears in Chicago. I don't know. Bears, then there we'll just well, I won't feed bears. I will cut the line there.
Gosh, I hope not.
Yeah, no, I will cut the line
Don't
there.
go to Yellowstone and try to get a selfie with a bison either.
No. Oh no, no.
Those videos are so much fun watching the bison, toss tourists.
I laughed last time I went to Yellowstone. I was in college, and I actually got a frame. So when you go through and you pay to go into Yellowstone, they would give you this little flyer, and it would say, please do not approach the bison, the moose, the bears, don't feed them, don't approach them, don't pet them. Well, growing up with a grandfather who took me camping all the time, and we were just always in nature, I knew
Did
this.
you think you were special?
And I was just like, well, I knew this. And I'm like, you mean people don't understand that they'll hurt you? I was like, really? And so I actually put this in a frame and kept it in my dorm room in college. So I framed it's still in a frame. It's actually at my dad's house because I told my daughter to go grab it because I was like, I need that. It's just, but now it's like, now with video cameras, it's amazing how many people are getting gored and stuff. Like you don't want to, yeah, you just don't do that.
Or they're like on 40-story buildings trying to get the perfect selfie and then they fall off.
Oh, I haven't seen any of those.
There was a couple of those.
Okay, well, I will not watch any of those. I mean, I
Yeah,
think
yeah. Some were buildings and some were like mountains.
but we have digressed like quite a bit. So,
Well, I hope it was entertaining.
yes, exactly. I mean, that's why I don't edit my videos, so if I sneeze, you're gonna get my sneeze. If I forget to put makeup on, or like this morning when I did card pulling, I hadn't showered yet and I didn't have my glasses. So, you get real.
Tell people that.
I don't care. I needed to do my reading. It's like I needed to do the daily pull. So I was like, I'm going to do this and then get in the shower. And so,
Well, like Voodoo Liz told me, not everybody need to be knowing your business.
hey, all good. But,
Just teasing.
but we did digress pretty, like, I even digress in my classes, but it's usually fun digression. Sometimes like we go out and talk about like, spell casting, and then we get into a topic like protection or money magic, and then boom, that whole road opens right up. So we kind of went on the nature path here. So hopefully you enjoyed the nature path. And yes, something to look for. Look when I'm outside if Naughty throws something at me.
A question for next time is occurring to me. Um, if you do a 3-card spread every day, what are the cards that indicate that today is a good day to gamble? Go to the boat, buy that lotto ticket. What are the winning tarot combinations for today's the day to take that gamble?
Okay, if you want that as next week's topic, go ahead and please put in the comments below that you would like that as next week's topic. If you do have like a burning question that we didn't bring up, even about squirrels, go ahead and put that question. We'll take in, and we may even be able, if we don't get derailed too much, might be able to do more than one question too. So we will take any questions, but we will be back next Sunday. And so again, like this video, if you are following us on YouTube, make sure to please subscribe. You can find me on Patreon. I would love to have new Patreon members. I have lots of tiers there. Also, I'm on TikTok. If you love this on TikTok, follow me. You'll get more fun videos. And I will put all of that in the description below. Anything else you want to add before we say au revoir?
Just that if you have, if you need my help in figuring out the right questions to ask about where you are at on your path in life right now, then just go to www.ClassyKassy.com and book a session with me.
All right. So that's both of us. And please enjoy. And again, we do have some spots still available for Triple Goddess Psychic Friday. The link will be below in the video. So whether you're on my channel or ClassyKassy's channel, so whether you're on Triple Goddess Apothecary and Reiki or ClassyKassy, the link for that will be in the link in the description, so you can get your tickets, because we would love to have you come and join us for this amazing 1-card reading event that we're doing monthly.
Yes, we are so amazing. You better not miss it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, come on. Maybe I'll be outside and you can look for squirrel throwing. All right. As always, blessed be and namaste.
Bright blessings.